Hello everyone, welcome. If you're new, welcome back if you're returning to my channel, and I'm here to share with y'all my completed pages, and it'll be from April until now. Tonight is June 29th, but I've colored all I'm going to color, and I actually have compiled enough pictures and been coloring enough to show y'all what I've been up to. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So I'm actually going to start with what I've colored in April, which was literally one picture, and it was this picture here, and it's by Mystic Art Mares. As y'all know, she's one of my favorite artists, and she has a new book coming out at the time of me filming this, and it's about, I don't know if it's tattoo, I don't know, I forget the name, but it's going to have her ladies but with tattoos because she's a tattoo artist, but I digress. Anywhoozles, this is from her latest book, which is Candy and Cream, and I colored this one. I have the PDF version of the book, and it's printed on Tone Tan Strathmore paper, and I finished this on April 5th and used Prismacolor and some marker base, as you can see, and I love that sound. So basically that's what I used, Prismacolor and some marker base, and all this glittery goodness you're seeing is Stickles and the Stickles Gel. So I actually used gouache, I believe, to paint the pearlescent background, and then I have some Stickles Gel, which, if I can grab it, is this, and I had the clear of this. I forget what was the name of it. I think it was like Cosmic or something, but it dried up and it got super goopy, so I scooped it out and cleaned out the jar so I keep the jar. And yeah, these are super goopy too because they've sat for like 2 years and I never used them, so I'm going to have to clean this out and get rid of this, but it's so goopy, it's just goo. So I just took the goo and just spread it all on the page with my hands, which was fun to do the background, just to use the last bit I could before I chucked it. And yeah, this was really fun to do. It's my first picture out of this book, and it was a very tough decision on which one to color first, but I decided on this one. And the only thing that I added on here was I put Sweet in her necklace to make it kind of like those candy necklaces and bracelets. I don't know if y'all have that where you live, but we have those, and it's basically chalky candy that you can eat. And yeah, and I have some glossy accents on here, and then you can just see all the stickles and all the glitter pen that I have fun slapping on here. Oh, I did do the stripes in her shirt because those weren't there. And yeah, of course I had to have my mint chocolate chip ice cream because it's my favorite flavor. And this was the outcome of this picture. I love it. It's so fun. And we'll move on to the next picture. Okay, the next picture I have to show is from Symphony of Cute Animals by Kanoko Agusa, and I believe I did this in April as well, because I did 2 in April, I think. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. It was a long time ago. So I completed this picture, and this picture was fun to do because it was food, and I used my Prismacolor, of course, because they work the absolute best in this book. Or did I use my Holbeins? I'm lying. I think I used my Holbeins, actually. But again, I'm not sure. I just know I took the picture on my Instagram and it had the pencils that I used in the background. But this was a blast to do. I colored all the food first, obviously, before I moved on to the animals. And the background is pencil work for this blue and white that you see. But I did use some Gansai Tambi Starry watercolor for the gold, and then I went over it with pencil just to shade it and darken it a bit in some places for some depth. And yeah, this was really fun to do. All the treats look super good and yummy, and I love how I color my animals. And I love this little guy right here. I made him like an Arctic fox. If you ever look up Arctic foxes, I want one, and I love them. They remind me of my dog Jazzy. So yeah, this was the end result of this picture. Had fun coloring this, even the background. It didn't daunt me too much. And yeah, we'll move on to the next picture. Next, I have a picture in Steampunk Darlings by Hannelynn, and this was a buddy color with my fabulous bestie Frances, Coloring F as she's known on YouTube, and we colored this one. Now, coloring with V was my inspiration to color this picture because I loved her version, and I was watching her show her completed pages, and it inspired me to pick this one. And then I asked Frances, hello, if she would like to join me and make it a buddy color, and so we did. And I'll pop her version of this picture on the screen for y'all to see. And I don't know why I went with red. Obviously the cards inspired a lot of that, and I have literally fire truck red hair right now, so I just decided to make some red hair. And I used my metallic washi tape for the border because I never use my washi tapes anymore, rarely. And yeah, so this was done May 2nd, so I only colored 2 pictures in May. And so this was Prisma's alcohol marker, Neo Color 2, glitter pen, and Stickles. So you can see all the super glitteriness of the Stickles and the gel pen. I did these little dots in the background because I always do dots if I'm lost and don't know what to do for something, and I just think it fits with the smoke. And then I did some little dot accents on her ruffles because I like to do that in my Hannelynn books. But I really love this color palette with just the black, white, red, and grays. It's so cool. And I did do a little bit of copper, or I think this is my copper Stickles, and I have some glossy accents like on her eyes and on the clock face. And yeah, this was really fun to do, and it didn't take me forever, which is always nice. And we'll move on to the next picture. Moving right along, for the only other picture that I colored in May, I actually managed to finish a page for Mermaid, which I'm so excited about. And obviously it had to be a Mystic Art Mirrors, and I finished this one on May 15th. And I did use a base of alcohol marker for a bunch of the picture, especially because, I mean, his blazer is huge. I was like, not about that life trying to sit and do that from scratch. But this was really fun to do. I really enjoyed coloring this picture. I loved coloring my mermaid skin, and I hope it's showing true to color because it is really that pretty teal-like color. And I have a bit of Stickles on here, and I tried to make the shells iridescent right here. I was going for a mermaid color skin. I didn't want to make her skin a normal color, and I really like how that turned out. And then these fish, I just was lost because honestly 4 fish was too many fish, so I kind of matched their color with the iridescent in the shell. So that's what that was supposed to be. And there is a bunch of Winkle Stella like on her fin and on these fish, if you can see it. And Winkle Stella is, oh my gosh, I grabbed it, y'all, trying to be smooth, and I dropped it. It's this pen, which is pretty much dry up, and it just comes out as a liquid shimmer, if you don't know what that is. So it's not textured like Stickles, but I need to throw that away because it's dried up. But yeah, overall this was the end result of my picture, and the Neo Color 2 is in the background, I believe I used. And I have some glossy accents on their eyes. And look at this blue Stickles. It's true blue. It's so pretty. And that's my little flounder. And I drew the wood grain on the ship wheel. So yeah, that was the end result of this picture. I just had so much fun coloring their skin. It was so fun. Don't know why, but yeah, we can move on to the next picture. Alright, moving right along, we're heading into June, and for June I actually managed to finish 5 pictures. I cannot believe I colored 5 pictures in June, y'all. That is the most pictures I've colored in like a year, or probably longer. I don't even know, for a month, because usually I'm doing about 1 a month. I manage, if that. So when I do 5, I mean, let's clap for that. But anywho, here's the first one I did in June. It's from Disney Silhouettes by Hachette Heroes. And I don't color in this book nearly enough, and I feel guilty about it. I had only done the Minnie Mouse prior, and I made myself come back to this book because my mom got it from Amazon France, and it was really expensive, like $30 for Christmas 1 year. And I feel guilty I don't color in it enough, so I went back and did this one. And Cruella had been on my to-do list for a while because my mom recently told me, which my mind was blown. I had no idea that Cruella was my favorite when I was little. I used to love 101 Dalmatians in general, but I used to love Cruella, which is weird because she's a villain and she's mean. And she wants to make coats out of puppies, and I'm not about that. I don't even like fur. But anyway, it just tickled me to know that about myself. But this was actually quick to do, and I actually looked up pictures of her car because I couldn't recollect 100% from memory. And there are 2 different types of cars on here. So these 2 are the same, and then these 2 are the same, if you can see that, and I'm trying to hold my book the nice way so you can see. But I have some Stickles and some glitter gel pen on there. I hope it's showing up. And then the whole framework, or whatever you want to call this filigree stuff, is gel pen. And there's some gel pen on her car, like the front part of the engine and whatnot. And I drew the Dalmatian print in the little polka dots inside of her silhouette. And this black is Posca, and I kind of took liberty to like splash it a little bit and whatnot, because I mean, why not? And it was just fun. And I'm so happy that my book did not fall apart while I colored this. It's still attached to the rest of the book, so that's good, because these have a tendency to fall apart. But yeah, I really enjoyed this picture. It was fun, and it kicked off my June to a good start. We'll move on to the next picture. So my next completed page for June is in my good old Fabiana Attanasio book, Peter Pan, and it was a buddy color with my bestie Frances, and she's known as Coloring F on YouTube. And we picked this picture. I forget when we chose it. It was a while back, and neither of us had finished, and it's a double pager, so I'm proud about that. And I finished it. I think I had done the skin like a while back, and then I came back to finish it for June, and I am just over the moon with how this turned out. Not her face, because I messed it up a little bit, and then I came back and tried to fix it and it didn't work, but it's okay, it's here. But it's super stickly because I've already done that way back when, so I could put stickles, and then I think it's a ship or something on the back of here. Don't care about that. So I put my, I think, dandelion stickles on my flowers, if you can see how glittery and sparkly that is. And I had some glitter gel pen on her flower right here. And then I looked up Tinkerbell because I don't know, what was I looking at? I don't even know, but I put the pom-poms on her shoes because she has pom-poms. So if you can see that, it's with glitter pen. But this was done with my Prismas and chalk pastel for the background. It's on my hands, so can't forget that. And then I used some super tips for my butterflies. And I really didn't like the pattern that Fabiana had drawn in the butterflies. And y'all know I changed stuff a lot, so I went ahead and just tried my best to dot it out. And then I used my super tips and did kind of like some little mossy fairy dust type situation. And then if you can look all around the frame, I drew the wood grain in because it was just a plain frame, but I really had fun drawing. Oh my gosh, ignore that, I dropped my cup of nail art brushes. What was I saying? Oh, I had a lot of fun drawing my wood grain in the frame, and it only took me like a little over an hour to do that. Okay, I'm back. Let's all pretend we didn't have a little flub right there. So I will pop a picture of Frances's page on the screen so y'all can see her beautiful version. But what took me forever was I couldn't decide on my colors for the butterflies. I was going to do like a brown and yellow because I was inspired by a picture I had seen Fabiana do on Instagram, but then I decided to go with my favorite color, which is purple, and just do purple. So that was what I went with for my butterflies, and I'm happy I did. So hopefully you can see the glitter pen and the metallic pen and all the sparkly goodness of the Stickles. And for her wings, I did use my Winkle Stella, so there you go. You can see my dried up Winkle Stella pen giving her wing shimmer. So I'm trying to just get my money's worth, y'all. I'm trying to use it all up so I can feel happy that I'm not wasting anything. So yeah, that was the end result of this picture. Had a lot of fun, and we'll move on to the next one. Here I have A Million Dogs by Lulu Mayo, and this whip was, I think, in progress for, I want to say, a year or so, because I think I got this in 2021. I could have gotten this book in 2020. I think more so 2020. I'm not sure, but that's how long I've had this whip, and it's the only picture that I've managed to finish in this book. But I'm so happy to have this done, because I remember at one point I told y'all, if I don't have this done, smack me. Why am I butterfingers and dropping everything? Give me one second. I had dropped my little dog clip, which I thought was apropos to put on the page, and it fell off. So, you know, this is why I don't flag stuff. It doesn't work out. But anyway, this is the end result of this picture, and I'll pop up a picture of what the whip looked like before I finished it. So, what was so funny and why it took so long, I don't know, because I had already done a good amount of the dogs and this guy right here in the grass. So I'm just so elated to have this scratched off of my whip list. And yeah, I believe I said I based my dogs in Neo Color 2, and he was done in Neo Color 2 for his denim as well. And then I went over everything with pencil, and then the grass is done with my Crayola Super Tips, and then the background is done with chalk pastel. So I do have some glitter gel pen on the dog's collar, some metallic pen on her. Like his collar has a little bit of Stickles, I think his too. And I knew I was just going to keep her outfit basic. I wanted it a bright color and then just do black and white designs because I thought it would kind of be eye-catching. So I really like it. And I like how I did his denim. But I do think I used polychromos for her skin and his Oxfords, if I'm not mistaken. Because it's different. It feels different. It looks different from my Prismacolors. So yeah, overall I'm happy to have this done. And I hope to do more in this book, and hopefully that when I decide to do that, it won't take me 2 years to finish a picture. So let's move on to my last two pictures. Next up, I have a picture in Black Women Coloring Book by Coco Wayo, and this is my first page completed in this book, the only page so far, but I plan to color so many more pictures because I love this book. And they released a second one, but I don't know how I feel about the second one. It just feels like it's repeating after this one. But anyway, I finished this page, and what's so funny is I finished this and my Million Dogs in the same night. I was just on a coloring spree that night for some reason, and I stayed up until like 4 in the morning coloring. Don't know what was up with that, but I really love this picture, and I was inspired to do her bikini top, like something I had seen on Pinterest, and I'll post my inspiration on there. And I gave her some kind of burgundy-ish red locks because my hair is currently red and I'm just feeling red. And yeah, it's just so fun. I really love how this picture came out. And I was kind of intimidated to color this pineapple because I don't think I've colored a pineapple or tried to color a pineapple realistically. And we had a pineapple rotting on our counter that I totally could have used for inspiration, but I looked up pictures anyway of a fresh, happy pineapple, and I tried to do my best. So I really like kind of how the texture I put in there, and her cactuses, I don't know, whatever, that I drew on her bikini top are in glitter gel pen. And she actually had a different pattern on her bikini top, but I didn't like it, so I took my Posco, whited it out, and then drew my cactuses. I don't know, she had this cactus necklace already, and so I just ran with that theme when I looked it up on Pinterest to draw her bikini top. But I love her nose ring, and her earrings have Stickles. If you can see that, hopefully it's showing. And then I think her nails are so fun because it's zebra print, and that watermelon looks really good. I don't know, I'm just loving this picture. It's so summer and so fun, and yeah, I really enjoy myself, and I hope to get back to this book soon. So let's move on to the last picture that I have to share with you all. Here is the last picture I have to share with y'all, and I literally just finished this not too long ago before I took a shower, and it's still kind of wet, but you can see all of the beautiful, sparkly, gorgeous, amazing Stickles on here. Insert more adjectives if you please. But I was feeling very patriotic for some reason yesterday, and I actually had started her skin and this cake pop on stream. I did a stream, and I don't know, I was just thinking red, white, and blue because the July 4th, America's Independence Day, is on Monday. And so I just had the idea to do a red, white, and blue picture. And so I went all out, and this is what I ended up doing. And I actually did a 4th of July picture last year, so maybe I'll continue doing this like every year if I can remember or if I'm in the mood. But yeah, this was really fun. So I did her skin kind of like Statue of Liberty, oxidized copper. That was my goal, kind of, sort of, inspiration. And then I actually looked up some cake pops on Pinterest, and that's where I got the idea to do the little sticks with the blue background and white stars. And then that's where I got the idea to do my cup. But it's just so fun. I use Prismas, of course. I didn't really use too much alcohol marker, just as a base for her skin and the cake pops. And then the rest, like I said, is Prisma. And all of this is like Posca to do the fireworks, and glitter gel pen, Stickles. I used this really cool gold metallic pen I have to do this unicorn's hair. So I really love how my unicorns turned out. They're so fun. And I just cannot stop staring at this page because it's so glittery and sparkly. And I love how I did their horns. And I kind of did this one like we have this ice cream called a firecracker or bomb pop. And I kind of did his horn like that. So yeah, these were the pictures that I've gotten up to the past couple of months. I hope you all have enjoyed this video, and I'm so happy that I have something to show y'all and that I've been coloring, because it's a hobby that I think I'll have my whole life. I have had all of my life, and I just hope to keep my mojo going and continue, because I have some amazing books and supplies that I just love to use. So I hope everyone's staying safe out there and happy in these times. Hope everyone is just taking care, and I'll see y'all in my next video.